Hello, everybody. I may have gotten a little bit excited. As you can see, I started clicking around before I started stream, which is my own mistake. But we're gonna jump right in. It is finally time for the big event. And of course I bought the Myrtle skin immediately, because cute things are cute. And I'm coming back for Golden Glows. But what I mean by the big event is that people have been asking for this for a long time. I've seen posts all over the internet looking for the alternate skin for Effie. And now we're finally getting it. I'm sure people are happy, to say the least. And I have barely 7,000 points saved up, so we're going to pull. Probably not get it, but we're going to pull. A bunch of 4 stars and 2 5-star. Whoa, who are you? I didn't even look at you. You're not going to come up because I just caught you. Alright, we're going to pull one more and then we're going to go look at who the hell that was. Oh, we're going to probably see you here. Deep color, yeah. I always forget they throw 5 stars in here sometimes. Windflit. Cicero. Most of these aren't like too noteworthy. At least in my case, I have all these 4 stars maxed out already. In regard to their potential, there's a lot of them are still E1s. Most of them are E2'd for me though. Alright, Rope Bunny. Poppy car. And Poncerus. A Vanguard, huh? I mean, I don't see myself using another Vanguard, but I'm always glad. I'll get through those 2. I'm glad the Centurions are finally getting an item. Lidless Most Verdant Citrus. Its peel not enough to fully hide its tart fragrance. She tells you can plant it in a pot, and with some luck it'll bear sweet, decadent fruits. Probably. Again.
You're the doctor that Salon talked about, right? I'm Poncerus. Thanks for agreeing to provide medical assistance to us workers. My code name? It's a kind of fruit that's very close to my hair and color. The workers like to squeeze its juices into wine.
Okay, Pioneer. So you're instantly gains 12 to play. Okay, so you're like Fang. A very leave in a corner and forget about Vanguard. I'll get to that. Let's jump into the event because I haven't done it yet. I've been saving it. Ready. That was cute. My mic's... Yeah, my mic's on. Okay. I like the funky beat. Breeding. My favorite. Nowadays, most independent city-states have been swallowed up by larger powers or are on the brink of extinction. But just as a unique example, a relic of the past embedded in a long southern coastline, it serves as an excellent case study in modern city-states. Terra, a journey. Whoops, got it wrong again. Alright, this time from the top. 1, 2, 3. 5,761, 5,762. Also did a few end up in Lithuanian. Hell, whatever. Let them have their fun. It's about time those tall, ancient goatee-shaped buildings got shaken up a bit. Along with those people whose expressions are as crusty as their music. Time is precious, or at least it is for them. If they can't concoct something new and exciting with the very limited time they have, then I'm going to be stuck here enduring years of stagnation and emptiness, damn it. Times like these make me miss the days when I was getting chased around by those long-haired, sharp-fanged folk. Now they seem to have invented a new game to play in Syracuse. They don't feel like playing with me anymore. I should also find something fun to do. The world's always full of twists and turns, and exists to mean to change. Yeah. And to exist means to change. God damn it. Here we go. Off to a good start. Why do so many people find themselves in trouble because of these all too commonplace occurrences? It's like building houses. It will always go higher today than it was yesterday. But despite that, there are always people who want to go backwards and tear down the old parts. Seriously, spare me already. If only these fragile and brief lives could last a bit longer, they would have the same wealth of wisdom as I. Would understand existence, or at least the purpose of existence. I suppose only a few might be able to comprehend this truth. Just like that song. Let it go again. Two went something like la la la. Damn, forgot again. Hello? You again? It's in your face more than once recently. The volcano's about to blow, so turn yourself around and don't go any further. How many times I have to tell you, there's nothing good about those black rocks over there, so why... Forget it. Can't they hear me until I get right up in their face? Isn't that a pain? Well, let's not get too caught up in their lives anyway. Hope luck's on his side. Where was I with my counting? Set out at 17 and search for a home, still wandering today. Show the foul beast the way, ask the adventurer for aid. Trade treasures with a caravan, only to be left behind halfway. I'll remember everyone I met and give them a special name. So no one needs to send me letters, no need for that, I say. Unless you find yourself like me on some desolate road astray. Hello, pretty lady. Not bad. It was a pretty popular tune 20 years ago. Thanks for the compliment. I hope this old-fashioned song didn't hurt your business. The joke's not one bit funny. Go look around, there's not a single tourist to be seen. Kano drove away the siestans, and the son drove out the noisy tourist. What's left is a leisure summer I haven't experienced in years. And a carefree happiness that's about to go bottoms up. I assume you missed when siesta was packed with tourists just a few years ago. We get hung up on cash. What I miss is when people still had an artistic appreciation for rock and roll. People had back then was time and money, so they could sit down and talk about music and art in the abstract. Heads full of imagination for a fanciful future. It's just like they say, if you want to do art, you gotta fill your stomach first. The golden age of rock and roll's past. Many youngsters these days think the spirit of rock and roll is restless beats and electronic reverb. The louder the better. They forgot the very beginning, and longing for a kind of beauty that existed only in fantasy was part of the heart of rock and roll. It's like what you were playing before. Really dig those clean, elegant chords. It sounds like you know a lot about music. You play an instrument? Bass and accordion. Very trendy. Let me another song, young lady. Last drink of yours is on me. Thanks for your generosity. Now, I hope you don't mind if I charge a little extra for this next song. How does a story sound? Old ways of driving a bargain, huh? Young lady, where do you come from? And what should I call you? Beard, from Columbia. Colombian, huh? Thought every Colombian was like a sand beast digging around in the wasteland, pouring all his time and effort in that place. It's like my parents were. I'm also a pioneer. Just the pioneer of the spirit. I went to see for myself what the Colombians of old saw when they came to this coast, and why they decided to settle here. And you're probably too late. That part of the coast's been abandoned at the foot of the volcano. What difference is there between this city built on a nomadic plate and a place like Columbia or Victoria? What can we do about it? The land gives, land can also take away. Which is why I'd love to hear the stories here and get a glimpse into the past. Alright, and let me tell you the story of how these stubborn people tried to move their volcanic hot springs and seaside fashion street to their new home, even after leaving the coastline. Is that bison? It is bison. How did all this stuff I set up fall over again? I'm not sure if it's heat stroke or what. The last couple of days I've been seeing some strange shadows circling under my eyes. Hey young man, roll that work aside and come for a drink. Don't you hear the sun telling us it's a great day to kick back and relax? Oh, wait a sec. I think I recognize you. You're that young boss of the newly opened trading company, aren't you? Bet you're planning to demolish the street, huh? Or this is just urban planning. We'll work hard to get everyone's consent, and we'll try our best to minimize the impact on your lives. Here we can smooth over any conflicts that might arise. What is there to smooth over? If Herman wants to start a new business, then we'll have to take apart our homes. If I was a few decades younger, I'd think about throwing a brick through his window. But years really do take a toll on you. And I don't have the energy anymore, so whatever. Do what you must. Ugh. This thing is jabbing into my back something fierce. Pretty. And cute. Excuse me, Commissioner Swire? No, Sant, you don't need to call me out here. Besides, my appointment as a commissioner has been announced yet. Why does it feel like the people around me are more anxious about it than I am? Sorry, I've never been on vacation like this before. Can I really buy so many things at a discount with this coupon? I was just picking up a year's supply of laundry detergent at the supermarket downstairs when I drew this. Was it possible? There's no such thing as a free lunch, right? Wait, I heard there were some scams out there disguised as coupons just like these. It's probably Siesta's new marketing strategy, you know? After leaving behind the old natural environment, the place needs some new ways to attract tourists. Mountain Das Logistics has formed a public-private partnership with Siesta, and they're also the ones who issued the coupons you got there. Oh, and the company belongs to that Bison guy. I think you already know him. Find any false or misleading info on the coupons, the LGD will be knocking on his door. Right now, the two of us are elegant foreign tourists who just got back from a luxury mall shopping spree and are sorting through their spoils. Snowson, can you hand me the perfume I just bought? And also a smaller screwdriver? Yes, ma'am, right away. Hmm. Hmm. What are you doing, Miss Fire? Please keep your eyes on the road when you're driving. Citrus tone perfume should perfectly complement the sunset here. Say, the perfume you were staring at before in a pink bag right there. If you open it up and give it a smell, I think the floral tone will suit you perfectly. What? No way, that's too expensive. How could I ever? Don't stand on ceremony. It's not easy to find a good traveling companion. And there might be some things I need your help with later on. I'm passing me the trumpet screwdriver again. You sure did a good job keeping this hidden. What's that? Tracker with wiretapping capabilities. Previous generation product that the LGD phased out. Didn't we come here to go on vacation? Why? What are we going to do now? Don't you worry. This kind of stuff is easier than finding matching eyeshadow for me. So, what do you think, Snowcent? Do you like the perfume? Yes, it smells great. Then we're all set. Spire turns around, picks up her terminal, and enters a string of codes. Tracker that has just been disassembled starts flashing in vain in the palm of its intended target. After 3 busy signals, the person on the other side takes the call. Ready? Hello? Yeah, I've already arrived in Siesta. Found some trash in the car, though. Looks like they're really taking us seriously. No need to worry yourself over this. If anything, why don't you check if there aren't any surprises on your end? By the way, since we're drawing this much attention as it is, we might need to meet up in advance. Whew. Looks like I'm getting pretty good at picking out our gifts. I'm sure they'll really enjoy this one too. Huh? Snowcent, we're getting out of the car. If someone sends us a gift, of course we have to return the favor. See that truck stopped at the red light? Soon the tracker's going to be following it around Fiesta. We still have a good chunk of morning to enjoy the sunshine in Siesta before they realize something's wrong. Huh? How can you be so calm even though we're being tailed? Do we need to completely change our appearance? Get a head-to-toe makeover? Stick to large crowds? I don't think we should let any of these minor inconveniences get in the way of our vacation. After all, it's not every day we come to Siesta, and enjoying our trip takes top priority. Actually, when I was studying in Colombia, I always wanted to see Siesta, but never had the time or money. I heard that when Siesta relocated, they used a special method to bring the volcano along with them. That sounds kind of crazy. Is the engineering technology here so advanced they can build their own artificial mini-volcanoes? I assume bringing the volcano with them is just poetic expression. See? Look over there. In the midst of the low-rise buildings, taller buildings of various heights vaguely form the shape of a volcano. People driving along the roads somewhat resemble climbers at the foot of the mountain gazing up at the summit. There really is a volcano in the middle of the city. Skyscrapers stand high in the steam from hot springs all over the city. It feels just like a real volcano. It goes without saying that you can't just pick up a volcano. But when New Siesta was being built, the buildings in the city center were designed to resemble a volcano. You can say it's a way of paying homage to the past. No matter where you go, people always get hung up on this kind of stuff. The city's past carries on in its new home in another form. I'm excited to see our little bird again. Let me see. place where I'm supposed to meet at City Hall, guys, should be right over here. Give me a minute. Will someone be coming to pick us up? We're not going to have to walk there ourselves. Even bought 2 extra buns and ate them this morning to make sure I had the energy. Finally managed to finish unloading the delivery. Might be able to make it in time for my afternoon shift at the police station, or at the post office. After that, I should still have time to pick up the 2 passengers in front of the city. Then I need to remember to fix up the lights in Rochelle's grocery store tonight. Hopefully that'll be enough to pay off my bills and cash this time. I don't have much time left. Need to hurry up. Oh, you sure seem to be in a hurry. Miss Swire, what are you looking at? Oh, sorry. It wasn't watching where I was going. You're not hurt, are you? Oh, I think I'm fine. Oh, right, that's the guy. Huh? It's our driver from City Hall. I beg your pardon? If you're joking around, please don't. I have a ton of work to do and I don't have time for that. Not a word. Yes, I am. See, told you someone would be coming to get us. I think this is a delivery truck for transporting goods. I was in Dostley's last time. I was riding around in a heavy boat on land. Just go with the flow. Oh, screw that. I need to get to my next job, so please. Hand over another wad of cash. This is your deposit. I've booked your afternoon as well as your vehicle. Now I'll have you take us around. Yeah, by all means, welcome aboard. After several failed attempts to ignite the truck, the man slaps the dashboard vigorously and fiddles with the blinking buttons. Miss Swire, this vehicle seems to have been modified aftermarket. It's well beyond its normal service life. I really don't know if we can trust this guy. What are you talking about? I'm no worse at souping up cars in any repair shop. And I do it at a fraction of the cost. By the way, my name's Enos. Alright, Enos. Now it's time for you to prove your skills. Hurry up and start the truck. The old pickup truck resembles an aged burden beast. Its original color faded beyond recognition. After a few heavy gasps, the engine finally sputters to life, carrying the 3 young people into the distance. Hello? I'm here. No sign of her. Big investor from Lungeman. Yes, I know. She's a very important guest. I'll keep waiting. I hate my job. Adele, did you know that the delicate little line on these rocks contains traces of the Earth's respiration across tens of thousands of years? The continent is not rigid or unchanging. She moves, thinks, and even has emotions at all times. Beneath her tough skin, she also has a burning hot heart. Sorry. We barely know anything about ourselves, and even less about the very land that has nurtured us. But we do have ways of interpreting the language of the earth. We know our land to communicate with her. As long as you listen carefully, she will reveal to you the wisdom hidden away from human eyes, as well as the secrets about ourselves. What do you think? Isn't it a magical, wonderful thing? Adele, don't you want to get to know her better? Protective suit used for volcanic expedition is quietly displayed on the exhibition hall. Every crease clearly visible beneath the light. It's adorned by cracks and scorch marks, an observable testimony to its past. It appears rather old, with outlines roughly tracing the figure of its owner. It is a figure very familiar to the girl. How many times has she rushed home to gently knock on the door late in the night without having time to change out of her sooty clothes? Adele, I'm home. Still remember that time when me, Katia, and Magna climbed the red volcano? It had been safe, but a piece of the lava flowing across the ground suddenly splashed out, running through Magna's sleeve and almost leaving a permanent scar on her arm. We were all terribly frightened. Katia was up in arms after that, committed to improving the quality of the volcano expedition team's protective gear. Magna happily treated the whole thing as a story of her good luck and went around telling the others. She was always so optimistic, stopping at nothing to achieve the goals that she set. She was so brave it was almost scary. But she'd always make it happen, and it lulled us into thinking that luck would always be on her side. Until that accident. Adele doesn't speak. She extends her hand carefully. The moment her fingertips make contact with the display case of glass, she quickly pulls her hand back as if she'd been burned. The clothes that were supposed to represent her memories are now hanging in the exhibition hall, a thick and heavy layer of transparent glass separating them from the hands that wish to touch them. Adele. Long time no see. Yes, it's been a long while, Professor Keller. I never knew they left anything like this behind. After the Mount Yuma accident, I found the suit in the warehouse of my research lab at William University in Lathandium. I was going to send it to you along with the rest of their belongings, but a bit of selfishness kicked in. I wanted to preserve something in their memory. I should have consulted you beforehand. If you don't want it here, you're more than welcome to take it with you. You were my parents' best friend. We worked together for so many years. The suit is part of your shared memories. It makes sense to leave this here as an exhibit. Those who have left us aren't coming back. Preserving their memories so that others may learn of what they accomplished might be the last thing we can do for them. Adele looks over at the older scholar beside her, showing no emotion on her dainty features, as if the topic of their conversation was something far, far away for her. The life story of the suit's owner is written on a plaque in corny exhibit glass. Solemn, cold words recount a tale all too familiar, and the numbers written front and center seem almost surreal. Cassia Naumann, 1051 through 1095. Magna Naumann, 1053 through 1095. Light overhead blazes, making it somewhat hot. Just like how the heat of lava passes through a protective insulation layer and transfers into the skin. The reflection off the glass pierces her eyes, but she feels a spell of dizziness. Adele. I'm fine. I haven't heard from you since Muti and Batty passed away. Oopsie. Are you no longer involved in volcano research? Magna and Katia and I spent more than a decade on those volcanoes. But I'm not as strong as them. I have no choice but to stop. This museum is probably the last thing I can do in the name of volcanic research. I think I remember you were Siestan. Yeah, last year Herman invited me back to Siesta to build this museum. For us Siestans, the volcano is always more than just a disaster that forced us to leave our homes. It's a memory of the past. The volcano and the city have always been closely connected. It is not just the objective environment that can bring people together, but memories as well. That's from the preface in the university's general curriculum textbook. Geology and the history of city-states. I see this as an opportunity. I hope this museum can become a place that not only carries the hopes of Siesta, but also showcases the accomplishments of many volcanologists. Whoopsie, that was loud. While I was researching Mount Siesta, I happened upon a recommendation report you wrote 2 years ago. Perhaps a stroke of fate. Excuse me. Excuse me, I just ate. And now that Mount Siesta is about to erupt, so I'd like to invite you to complete this observation with me as well as finish setting up the museum. When the museum was first established, I collected a lot of information related to volcanic geology and need someone to help me compile all of it into a book. It would be my pleasure, Professor Keller. As soon as you get away from the heart of the city, the whole place seems completely different. Look, maybe this is a good sign. I see so many shops closing down left and right. Seems like business isn't too hot these days. It didn't occur to any of us before we moved to Nomadic City. We thought the newly built hot springs and skyline swimming pools would attract a lot of tourists. In the summer, a whole bunch of people excitedly opened shop all over, but they closed down within a month. I knew it. Economy heavily dominated by tourism is highly susceptible to changes in the external environment. Miss Swire, is there something wrong with this meter? The number up there, what currency is that? Only in gold certificates or Victorian pounds? It's making my head spin. Young man, 10 gold certificates would cover the distance we just traveled back in Colombia. By all reason, and the rate should be even lower here in Siesta. We barely just left and it's already up to 12. An extra 5 now. What? I told you before that I'll compensate you, but if you try and pull a fast one on us, I swear I'll... What are you doing with that lipstick? I'm not... What the hell is that? Okay, sorry, my bad. Alright, I tampered with the meter. Supposed to charge an extra half a cent per mile. You scoundrel, a half gold certificate could have bought me 2 bags of cookies in a store back there. Come on now, you two. I skipped work to drive you ladies around. Only fair you give me a little bonus, isn't it? Spire turns around and takes a look at the rear view mirror. A low-key black vehicle is following them behind at a distance of roughly 3 or 4 car lengths. Only gets up so quickly. Young man, I will pay you handsomely, but you've got to listen to me. Drive a bit faster. Lose that car behind us. Head somewhere crowded. Busier the better. Who exactly are you two? I'm just trying to do a little side hustle here. I don't want any trouble. Well, I have no idea what this is about either. We're just a couple of tourists visiting Siesta and haven't the foggiest idea why these shady people have been after us ever since we arrived. Maybe they're after our wallets. But we don't know our way around this place, and it's awfully frightening. Mrs. Swire, you were threatening this gentleman with violence just a moment ago. Just as tourism industry is already in shambles as it is. Why would anybody be doing stuff like this? Let me assure the two of you, at its heart, Siesta is still a tourist city, with simple folk customs and beautiful scenery. Please don't go around spreading a negative impression of our city after you get home. Naturally, that all depends on if we can get the kind-hearted people of Siesta to help us. Right, sure. If it's for a good cause, I'll do everything in my power to help. Don't you worry, not even Colombia's greatest race car drivers could catch me on these roads I use for deliveries every day. Buckle up, you two. I'm going to step on the gas. Thing like this always makes my arm numb when I'm doing Arknight streams. I need to find a better way to do this. Mr. Mayor, the Columbia representatives sent another message and hope to have another meeting with you in the near future. Decline for me. He said that Siesta is nominally a part of Columbia and therefore Congress has a right to the city's latest developments. Tell them, can it? We had a clear agreement when Siesta relocated. Siesta retained the status quo with Columbia. They have no right to intervene in our internal affairs, nor do I have to report a thing to them regarding Siesta's plans. Very well, I'll forward it. And yet, you have time for a coffee with me despite your busy schedule. I'm honored. I like to set aside some time for quiet contemplation, no matter how busy my schedule is. On the other hand, I'd think you wouldn't have much leisure to spare either, Riro. The executive manager of the collaboration between Mountain Dash Logistics and Siesta is my son. Nominally, even I have no right to interfere with his decisions. In other words, there's nothing for you to worry about. Just treat him as you would any other business partner. That goes without saying. Fuck me. Goddamn tired. As things are now, Herman, do you regret taking this path? Across justice history, both Victoria and Columbia have been interested in annexing us. Had we chosen to fall into the hands of either city, we would have achieved far greater stability and prosperity than today, but not be the same Siesta. You should be proud of what you built, Mr. Mayor. Look, New Siesta is more than 100 miles from its previous location. If you stand here and look east, you can just barely make out the peak of that volcano. I'm gonna have a fucking fit. Oh, shit. There was a map that could encapsulate this entire land. A line covering 100 miles wouldn't even be a finger's width, if that. But it is nevertheless possible. God damn it! I'm promising. For us to connect with the various countries and city-states scattered across the land. Each proposed by Mountain Dash Logistics makes me want to believe in that. However, we all know full well that this will be a long and difficult road, and with this present hardship that Siesta must overcome. In previous summers, Siesta's streets were crowded with tourists from all over the land, and the sound of concerts could be heard from every corner. Mr. Uriel, do you know the original meaning of the name Siesta? It's Siberian for afternoon nap. At the time, the Colombians wanted to develop in tandem with Iberia. Though the process was not to their satisfaction, they still ended up settling here. Right, pioneers arrived deep in the south and wanted to establish their first home here. Back then, the workers would get up before dawn to start working and would take a long break around lunchtime when the sun was the strongest. Until evening arrived, when the people would emerge from their rooms again, drinking coffee to the sea breeze and preparing for their nightlife. I trust that this city, too, is only taking a brief nap. When it next wakes up, it'll surely usher in most beautiful sunset. Miss Swire, do we still need to take this detour? The number on the meter is already enough for a new truck. How have we not managed to shake them yet? Enos, can you go any faster? At this point, I guess I can't say no. Who could say no to a chance to race, do something heroic, and beat back the villains? Check this out. Please slow down a little. What was that sound? The vehicle that was tailing me before has disappeared. The delivery truck starts coughing up black smoke and skids to a halt along the side of the road. Enos pumps the brakes hard as he clutches the steering wheel, wiping the sweat off his brow. Fire pulls no scent through the car door and hops out, fearing that the vehicle might explode at any moment. Fortunately, the worst doesn't come to pass, and the truck finally falls silent after a few frightening whimpers. Ah, my baby. I spent 2 weeks' pay fixing her up last month. Now she's broken down again. Oh man, how do you have the nerve to take this thing on the road when you can lose control just stepping on the gas? Hey, you were the one who asked me to shake him. I would never drive that fast. Mr. Enos, your face is bleeding. Ugh, I must have hit my nose on the steering wheel just now. I'll go find some tissues for you. Both sides of the street are lined with Siesta's old-fashioned beachside shops. The over-the-top, extravagantly colored parasols and gravel-streaked surfboards seem like they were plucked right out of space and time from the beaches of the past, preserved as specimens and dragged and dropped into the brand-new nomadic city. You said this is supposed to be the hottest spot in all Siesta. We get rid of those bad guys. Shook them off a long time ago, a young hero of justice. Come on, let's find a place to sit and we'll talk about your truck. There should be a restaurant nearby, right? Why's there no storefront? Long time no see, Miss Swire. I heard you'd arrived in Siesta, but the man in charge of your reception wasn't able to find you. Huh? Did you really need to rush out here to meet me in person, Bison? Or is this your way of showing me your courtesy as a landlord? Let's skip the formalities, Squire. Would you give me a moment of your time? I'd like to speak with you. Hand cold, arm tired. Fuck. Okay. I like this song. This is catchy. I'm gonna have to add this to my Spotify playlist when it gets added. Brinafita. That's a mouthful of a name, friend. Is this song on Spotify yet? I want it.
Understood.
Oh, this gets better. I love this shit. Doctor, we dealt with those troublesome creatures. However, they seem to leave clouds of calming steam when they disappear. Operators in contact with the calming stream will suffer both arch and burn damage. Also take significantly increased damage if they stay in contact with these clouds. What does this remind me of? Conversely, these troublesome creatures will take significantly reduced damage while in contact with these calming steam clouds. These creatures like to play around in the clouds, and they'll be trickier to deal with. Don't be fooled by their outward appearance, and take care to avoid the calming steam. Effie. Let me help you out, Professor. This is one of Siesta's decorative geysers. Operators standing around won't be affected by the calming steams. When I attack ground units while standing next to a decorative geyser, pure white steam will appear on the tiles they're on. These mischievous creatures will take significantly increased damage while in the pure white steam, while our allied operators will take significantly reduced damage. This is gonna get tricky, isn't it? These creatures ran off to the other side and I can't reach them anymore. Try out the Siesta Fashion Street specialty drink, steam soda bottle. These bottles will produce white steam. Steam soda bottles can be deployed anywhere on the map. You can use them to fill the area with pure white steam. We have a lot of bottles in stock, as many as you need. Your deployment time of steam bottles will also be reduced when more pure white steam is present on the field. More of these troublesome creatures headed our way, Professor. Let's stop them together.
Are you ready?
Pop.
What? You think you're gonna grind me down with numbers?
I like you. Oh, do they just kill the clouds, or do they...
Please keep your air temperature stable.
Screw it.
Okay, so how do these bottles work? If I put it here on top, not... I can't put it on an operator. Hmm. Bottles look like they're gonna be tricky.
ドクター、俺結構うまくやれてましたよね。なんかアイス食べたくなっちゃったな。ドクターも食べたいっすか？ダブルにしてもいいですよ。もっと？じゃあトリプルにするか。
I like the music for this one. And we're definitely doing more than one stream this week for Arknights. Now then, Squad 4, since we are early in this event, we're taking Spectre so I can get her fucking thingy. I forget what it's called. Or that thing. This reminds me of Moa Shop's music. Cement. Let's go with the big ones first. I should really level weapon holes, huh? No. Magic Shop, right? Is that who it is? Not Magic Shop. I'm getting confused. It's who this reminds me of. Magic Circuit. That's who this reminds me of. You... Actually, we're in Siesta, aren't we? No better time to use her.
Sunlight's a little spicy. Just let me take 5.
Been sitting gathering dust for the last 3 years. I used to actually use Salin. How do you pronounce her name? Kaylin. A good bit when the game, or when the Siesta event ended, because I didn't have many good healers. I had Shining. Like, she was Shining was my first 6-star, so I got her pretty damn early. And then I got Kaylin, and most of my other healers were... I don't even think I got Cicero or any 3-star or 4-star healers for a damn good while. Which is why Kaylin is already at 200%. Well, why she's at 200% trust and why she's a decent level. In response to increasing volcanic activity since 1097, Mayor Herman Doikos initiated the Siesta Free State relocation project. By early 1099, more than 90% of Siestans are expected to leave the volcanoes and beaches for a new life in a nomadic city. And just to make it clear, girl, you only paid enough to get to the next hub. You have to find your own way from here. I will. You say that, but have you any idea how dangerous the Barrens are? No place for a kid like you. Where are you going to Siesta anyway? Chasing your favorite band? Work. Going from Columbia to Siesta looking for work. Just been living under a rock for the last 70 years. There was a time when people flocked there to make their fortune. So you could bend down and pick up some obsidian anywhere on the volcano. But Columbia's where opportunities are these days. I interned at a construction company before I graduated. There was a serious accident just as my internship was about to end, and the company blamed it all on me. With that on my record, the only job I could find was some tiny demolition operation, where I got a ripathy from the way they misused Originum Bond. I wanted to stay in the city, but got scammed out of my last savings paying for medical insurance. Well, that's tough luck. Don't let the Euripathy stop you from being a pillar of the nation. Join the Frontier Pioneers. Pioneers provide an opportunity for every child of Columbia to have a better future. I thought it was time for a change. My grandfather told me Siesta's a beautiful place. I'm better luck there. I think I will. I've lost my way. I've lost the path. I'm not singing this shit because I don't know. Static overcomes the easy tune that was playing on the car radio. The truck slows to a halt in the barrens, though all life was sucked out of it. What the heck's going on? You give me mom vibes. One more dessert of the day, please. Of course. Would you like to try a different flavor? Places here are nothing like in Columbia. It's a tourist town, alright. Oh, the food looks so nice. The cocktails, too. All original. Can't get them anywhere else. Every cocktail has a story. Like this Nutmeg Beach. Hey, are those two friends of yours? Yeah, we're all from Munchman and we work for the same company. We get along really well. But why do they look like they could break into a fist fight any time? Let me mute my phone real quick. Because that was a big old oopsie. Even good friends fight sometimes. Didn't expect you to grace us with your presence personally, Commissioner Swire. The LGD has annual leave. Got a problem with that? I know why you're here. I have to say, I was surprised to see you and your family on the list of bidders for the new plate and shopping district rebuilding project. Mr. Enos, are you okay? Just got a fright. I mean, choked on something. Well, Mountain NASA just... I'm gonna start calling him Mountain Dew because this is getting fucking... I giggle every time I read that fucking name. Well, Mountain DAS logistics activity in Siesta are no news to me. You want to set up a logistics hub at this place because of its location. Where's Euro? I'm in charge of this project. Mountain Com Trade may be a subsidiary of Mountain DAS Logistics, but I'm not relying on Mountain DAS's resources at all. This boy, born with a silver spoon in his mouth, says he doesn't rely on his family's resources. Did you bike here? No time or place for jokes, Miss Swire. It's rich coming from Swire. Very well, we'll talk business. This is a project with a lot of potential. A lot of eyes on it, including my own. It's fair game so long as Mountain DAS Logistics doesn't have a formal contract with Siesta. Then may I ask your plans for the district? Let's call those the business secret. Shopping center or ski resort, anything with some economic benefit has a reason to be part of the bidding. I think I saw some engineered lava hot springs on the way here. That seems pretty interesting. Maybe I should rebuild this whole area as a hot spring to resort. But serious, let's talk seriously. I know your family is a linchpin for the Lungeman economy and you've contributed much to the city's development. But the project in this area of New Siesta isn't just a commercial venture. Let's take into account the city's long-term development and the livelihoods of the people here. I'll ask you to rethink if you're just in it for fun. Mr. Bison, sir. If you're really confident in your proposal, then all you need to do is help bid me fair and square. Why did you feel the need to come to me here? Mountain Dash's efforts at establishing a large-scale international trade network are innovation, but innovation entails risk. Why are your methods more correct than mine? when they both involve business and profits. If you insist on continuing this pointless competition, I will play your game. And I'm happy to play. We have some time until the official bidding starts. We'll each play our hands until then. What are you looking at, Snowcent? Miss Swires, something's not right with the route that the gentleman took when he drove us here. There's no way this was 10 kilometers. There are greedy people everywhere. Where'd you get this map? I said I wanted to borrow a map to look up some sightseeing routes, and Mr. Enos gave this to me. He says it's a commemorative edition issued for Siesta's relocation. And so he charged me some more gold certificates. The map is creased, with a few barely legible routes on it, and childish scribblings for the sea and volcanoes. This map's being handed out for free all over at the city entrance. I'll teach him a lesson next time I see him. Oh, our poor little bird. Enos, you're in a good mood. Just wanted another new visitor. Someone's gonna beat you up one of these days. I wasn't ripping off some poor schmo. These folks, my friend, were filthy rich. Talking big business with that guy from the trade company, hoping to make God knows how much money. Called a low deductible on behalf of the citizens of Siesta. Let's go. Just because Swire's rich doesn't mean the little bird is. Is it this one? No, look at the shape. It has 3 peaks. The one in the photo only has 2. Keep looking. Volcano watchers. In these plants in my mother's notes. There's a Siestan legend about flowers that change color based on the volcanic activity. Patty and Magnola came looking for it the first time they were here. There were reports of massive blooms on the slopes before every recorded volcanic activity on Mount Siesta. Beautiful warning of danger. Did the flowers go extinct? Flowers are just a legend. There's no proof that they ever existed, and this word-of-mouth stuff gives us little to work with. It would make sense for originium activity to affect nearby plants. Would finding this flower provide another way to prevent volcanic disasters? Perhaps, but I've never heard of it growing anywhere else. It's the way Siesta is. Many legends here. Who knows how many were made up just to attract tourists? Pink clouds on a sunny day, white cliffs by the mouth of a volcano. Many people come seeking these legendary sites every year. Remember you met my parents in Siesta, Professor Keller? Yes, I did. They said they came to Siesta to survey the volcanoes and ran into a geology student writing their thesis in one of the cafes. So they brought her with them when they climbed the volcano. That's a girl? Okay. I thought I was a very feminine guy. I didn't specialize in volcanoes at the time. It was my first time climbing that one. Beautiful sight. Played my thesis. Moody and Vadi were always reminiscing about that time. I want to hear more stories about them. Can you tell me more? The scholar gazes away towards a stack of documents in her hand. The air of recollection is quickly diluted by the labors of reality. Now's not the time to chat. Let's focus on our work. Professor Keller, is the city council meeting over? There is increasing public opposition to moving away from the current beachfront. The city council is keen to have an accurate estimation of when the volcano will erupt and wants us to provide a guarantee for the estimate that we gave. I rejected on the spot as being impossible and irresponsible. We try to give an estimate that is as accurate as possible, but scientific survey cannot be held responsible for the government's opinion polls. Thank you for taking care of that, Dr. Khan. No need to thank me. Volcano Museum is your project, and I promise to help so you can focus on more important things. This is something that matters to all volcanologists. And I hope... Adele? Khan. I forgot. Of course you two know each other. Of course. She here at your behest? The museum's collection included Mr. and Mrs. Nauman's research, and the eruption of Mount Siesta is a rare opportunity. I wanted to respect Adele's wishes. I just didn't think it was the kind of work that needed to recruit a sickly someone who's not in their best of health. I came to help out while on vacation. It's not really a bother. Khan has a point. Your health is important. You have to take it easy, Adele. Let's call it a day. May I ask you to bring Adele back to her accommodations, Dr. Khan? Of course. I have a cocktail on me. Reward for fetching a rare new customer. You just wanted someone to test it for poison. I call it Cotton Sunset. How is it? It has a unique flavor. One tough customer. Is that girlfriend of yours? She... Forget it. I haven't got the nerve to befriend her. Shame. Truck driver, messenger, ticket seller, swimming coach. How many jobs are you working? It's the high season after all. Gotta seize the opportunity. What do you need money for? Got a girl you fancy? I can give you an advance on your wages if you're running short on pocket money. I don't... Forget it. Seeing how business has been these few months, I should feel lucky that I even get my meals. I should be worrying about dorm fees for the little ones. This is nothing compared to the stuff I've seen in the past. Are you going to tell me the story of how you led a protest against the local magnate in Kazmira's through rock music, then went on to a career in Siesta's rock and roll scene, finally settling down here at this bar again? Good memory on you. I'm too old for bedtime stories. See, there's something I've been meaning to talk to you about. Business hasn't been great since last year. I heard things have been going well at the Engineer Lava Hot Springs. If we... Getting funny ideas again, young man? Don't get ahead of yourself. I'm still the owner of this place on paper. You haven't taken over yet. It's the coolest cocktail bar in Siesta, and it hasn't changed one bit from old Siesta to new Siesta. Not about to abandon it over a few slow months. This isn't a short-term thing. City council people have been here a few times. The whole street could be demolished. Yet you fixed the sign for the folks next door, while you haven't bothered to fix ours, even though it's been broken for days. Is the sign going to save the shop? Stop worrying about troubles that aren't even here yet. Life isn't nearly as bad as you think. Act your age for once. Leave the worry to the old folks. I want to travel a little once the high season's over. Sure. Columbia, Victoria, or even further away just like him. See the world, expand your horizons. You're too young to be worrying about the little things. What I mean is, I could be gone for a while. What's this about? Oh, I had a little bump while moving some stuff. I thought it was nothing. Well, summer's pretty dry this year. You should have more fruits and veggies. Need a recipe from me? Not a kid anymore. And don't make me have to worry about you. Look the part if you want to be taking care of people. Alright, Mom. Thanks for the escort, Con. I'm sure you have a lot of work to do. I'll be fine the rest of the way. Sorry, could you speak up a little? Noisy out here and I couldn't quite hear you. Are you worried about me? Don't be. Everyday life isn't much trouble anymore. I didn't think I'd see you in siesta. Are you okay? Your disease... Well, your empathy getting worse can't be helped, but things are largely under control now. I have to wear a hearing aid and glasses, but I'm getting used to it. I've also gotten pretty good at lip reading. It's just so unfair. A girl as young as you. It's not about fair. I've seen plenty of infected at Rhodes Island. Many are even younger than I am. Some are little kids who hardly know what's going on. None of them know when their lives will end. At least I have a clear goal, and I'm still strong enough to work towards it. I'm one of the lucky ones. Has it really been so long since you went to Rhode Island? Time flies. I heard you're still surveying volcanoes in person, and even more frequently these days. It's dangerous, Adele. I've talked to the physicians at Rhodes Island. I know how much time I have left. But there's so much still to do. I can't let my parents' research end like this. You don't have to be the one to do it. Not in your condition. What else can I do, though? Con, I miss them. Poor girl. Do you not suffer enough shackles already? What? I wouldn't call it shackles. Is that you just said, Adele? Huh? Adele, I studied with Dr. Nauman for many years. She's my greatest mentor, and she brought me out of that little backwater and took me down the path of science. She changed my life. I don't know where I would be without her. I could never repay her kindness. Moody always said you were her best student. Khan pauses as though to muster courage. I just can't accept the mysterious circumstances surrounding their deaths. What do you mean? Night breeze carries with the sound of a guitar. Street lamps begin to light up, forming a line that leads to the volcano at the city center. Mist rises from hot springs in the distance, laying a veil over the night sky. Adele rubs her eyes. You didn't see your parents the year before they died, did you? They were always busy, practically living out of their lab at the university. I wasn't even allowed to visit them. Did something happen? As a scientist, I know how inappropriate it is to operate off of biased conjecture, and yet I can't help but suspect. My, another one with an obsession. What? I don't trust Keller, Adele. Be careful. I don't understand. Why do humans talk so much about things they have never seen? Why do they pretend to have more wisdom than they possess? I didn't quite hear what you said. Might be a problem with my hearing aid. Sorry, I got excited. It's been a long time since I last saw you. It's late. You should get some rest. See ya. What was Kong going to say? Girl? Girl? Ahem, can you hear me? Is someone calling me? I'll go. Hello? I'm gonna go to the lamb, but... Do your ears hang low?
I do hope none of you turn on the waterworks anytime soon.
Picked out your bait yet?
Let's do that.
Ruthlessness. I said I don't like getting my feathers. Nothing can mask the scent of despair.
The point of me bringing Spectre is to get her 5 bone fractures so I can get her module. That's what they're called, modules. So we're just gonna hit that button. Fashion Street, Hardy Heavy. Use Carmine Steam at its location when defeated. Okay, so it's just a ranged version of these. Let's get some support with Quibai. Not that it's going to be much help, because I'm a dumbass. Damn, these guys do take a hit. Who's there? Me. I thought you would have gotten used to me by now, but then I remembered I haven't even spoken to you like this before. Or have I? I don't remember. Is that the lamb from her E2 art? Like a cloud drifting down from the night sky. A furry creature appeared before Adele, spinning slowly in the air. It lands on a mailbox by the roadside, looking both graceful and comical. Oh. Hello? Good evening? Little black sheep? You're calling me Little Black Sheep? Sure, I guess. Why look at surprise? We've met. I mean, we have, haven't we? Sorry, I didn't know you could talk. We don't talk often. I mean, I'm the only one who can. The rest of us, well, maybe they don't like interacting with people. Or maybe they haven't learned to yet. Anyway, that's not important. I found you now, so I can just talk to you. You know me. I guess you could say I watched you grow up. Now, no, I don't peep at private lives. It's just, well, pure and simple companionship. Anyway, what I mean to say is, of course I know you. I don't know if it's coincidence that I ran into you here, but it's an opportunity. I'm sorry, I don't quite understand. Of course, puny humans have always had so many questions. Don't worry, I'll answer. Let's have a little chat. You have time for that? I'm not sure if girls your age need to be home by a certain time or not. I'm not a kid anymore. Good, then you have time. Want to go for a walk? Little lamb, little lamb. Waterhole, hot springs, white smoke. It's wrong. The smoke from the volcanoes is gray. Siesta isn't like this. That's not Siesta anymore. Siesta is where we are right now. Those big tall buildings have white smoke. This is Siesta, but that Siesta is Siesta too. I know, let's call it Old Siesta. This Siesta is Siesta child of Old Siesta. I'm gonna say Siesta a lot, aren't I? Old Siesta's like Dad. It's far away from us right now, but it'll come back. And it'll bring us gifts. Did Dad go away for milk? What would you want? Enos. Are you off of work? Shh. Be quiet. Harley's sleeping. Remember what I told you last time, kids. Don't go out at night. Don't go to the plates outside Nomadic City. And don't draw on anything but drawing paper. Now, who's the great artist who painted the portrait of Herman Shellbrain on the restaurant's back wall? But all the grown-ups call him that. Well, grown-ups aren't always right. That's why it means something for the three of us to go on an adventure. We find treasures that they don't. For that, though, we're going to clean the wall tomorrow, right? Right. Then, for good kids who admit their mistakes... The young man extends a hand, 3 finely made clay dolls with lifelike expressions lying in his palm, just like the smiles in the family photo on the table. 1 for each member of our adventure team. Where'd you get this? Made it. Like I said, I know magic. You don't like it? Slavery, feline, barrow. Why are all of them different? I wish I got a D32 Steel Warrior instead. Special gifts are for special days. Don't worry. All that you want is waiting in the future. Now it's bedtime. Kids. When can we go back to Old Siesta, Enos? Not yet. It gets real grumpy and breathes fire when you wake it up. Give it time and maybe you'll be in a better mood. We can go and find it together. I want to be an adventurer like Dad. And you take an arrow to the knee. Or even better than that. We're an adventure team. We're an adventure team, Enos. You should take up to dig those black rocks. Listen, you promised not to tell anyone that I want to dig up black rocks. That's a secret, you know. Will you take us to Old Siesta's beach park? I don't know if there will be much left of it, but I can take you to another amusement park. There are water parks everywhere, too. You've seen them in Dad's photos, haven't you? Volcano and water parks? It's a promise. Yep, a promise between the members of the adventure team. Goods from the Colombian partners have been loaded on the Lithuanian side. And I have to survey the layout of the trade fair venue. It's getting rather late, young master. You should get some rest. You don't have to do everything yourself. I can't just sit around doing nothing. Residents aren't too excited about a logistics hub. Maybe the international trade fair will change their attitude. As an independent city-state, Siesta has enormous potential in leveraging its position as a transportation hub. It's hard for one in the middle of all of this to understand one's place in changes like these. They have their minds full of worrying about new life in which they don't know what to expect. I know, I remember how I cried when we moved from Minos when I was little. Change is always scary. I want to make it easier on everyone. I understand you met with Miss Swire today. I did. Couldn't reach consensus, but the conversation helped remind me. Messenger or merchant, power to change lives comes with great responsibility. Are you sure this responsibility is yours to bear? Your father has high hopes for you, but he did not ask you to shoulder such responsibility so early. I'll never leave his shadow if I only do what he wants me to. It's just a project that's important to him. There's never been a better chance to realize the dream he had when he established Mountain Dash Logistics. Mountain Dew is based in Ledgman, bound by the rules of the Federation of Enterprises. He faces difficulty when it comes to the destined subsidiary. Your father told me he expects you to be ready to take over his work in 5 years and that he's already started planning his retirement in Billington. Perhaps he should accelerate those plans. Now you're just teasing me. Still, it would be good for father to spend more time with mother. Thanks, Butler. Don't worry about me. You're a dick. Don't worry about me. I'm gonna get this done while I'm focused. He has a name. I don't know it. Enjoying yourself? I had tons of local food and tried the artificial hot springs here. I guess they have the same effects as real volcanic hot springs. It was so good. I didn't get to see the legendary Obsidian Festival, but I had a great time taking in the passionate atmosphere. Very nice. It sounds like New Siesta has a lot of business potential. Say, did you feel like you were being watched out there? Watched? No need to get anxious. Just asking. I completely understand if that wasn't exactly at the top of your mind. Are you here just on a secret mission? Mission? What mission? Like I said, I'm here on vacation. I don't deal with the LGD often, but I've heard stories about you. How you joined the LGD and your family. I can imagine how hard the decision was for you. I shouldn't have talked to those reporters. It's always the same thing. Getting kidnapped by terrorists when you're little is not exactly something you boast about. I hear you've basically been in charge of the LGD ever since Superintendent Shen left 2 years ago. I don't exactly understand why you're here in Chester now representing your family as an investor. And the people who followed us today were from Lunchman too, weren't they? Has it really been 2 years? Since the end of the... There's no way it's been 2 years since the Chernobog incident, right? Well, you got me there. What do you think about Lunchman, Snowcent? Well, it's my home. I've seen how it changed from when I left Lunchman to study in Columbia and in the years since I returned. As an engineer, it makes me glad to see one skyscraper rise after another. Firm and solid. Firm and solid, yes. A little too much so. It's hard for new life to get the sun and nutrients it needs when tall skyscrapers block the light. Do you mean... Forget it, I'm just babbling. Don't tell anyone what I just said to you. When am I getting my Snowcent skin? When am I getting the Snowcent skin? I want a Snowcent skin now. It seemed a very long walk. The massive creature plods forward slowly, quietly. Adele follows behind it, rubbing her eyes from time to time. 1 step, 2 steps. Adele walks forward, stepping on her own shadow. The other passerby seem completely oblivious to the massive creature. Is this real or is it just a dream? What are you looking at, girl? Nothing. Aren't we going for a walk? Where exactly? We're almost there. Look up. If. Half. If. And a little one. Little black sheep. 1, 2, 3. A little creature stops and lifts its head in the light of the street lamps. Furry creatures leap and roll on the unfinished plate in the pale moonlight. 4, 5, 6. Little bits of wool drift in the air under the scattered lamplight. Almost like sparks falling in the summer night that no one knows about. 7, 8, 9. She's gonna fall asleep. They leap across the container in orderly file, leaving marks on the metal with their hooves. Are all these little black sheep? Mr. Big Black Sheep. Oh, I haven't introduced myself yet, have I? I may be a lot older than you are, but you can call me by my name. It's Dolly. Mr. Dolly? People in fairy tales often see strange things when they're about to die. Really? How tasteless. It's the kind of stories parents tell their kids these days. Don't worry, girl. It's not your time yet. How have you been? Maybe not the best question. I can see you're not too well. Not in terms of health, at least. But there's nothing that can be done about it. I'm sorry. Moody said that the little sheep around me are a gift from her. Did she ask you to stay by my side? Do you know my parents? It's a little hard to explain just who these little guys are. Let's call them my clones. They all have some special link to this world, and they have different personalities. The fact that they're willing to stay by your side means you're a likable girl. As for your parents, of course I knew them. I remember that young couple from Lethanian, who wanted to conquer all volcanoes across the globe. I have to say that for humans, trying to achieve something regarding everything in the world is a fool's errand. But it's different when it comes to volcanoes. It's a classy dream. Stubborn, but smart, with a real eye for beauty. Especially your mother. I haven't met many people wiser than her. Were you by their sides when... at the end? Now that's a topic not to be spoken of lightly. It was very much a surprise. No one knew the volcano would erupt then and there. But could puny humans really come to know everything about the globe? Do you feel any sadness about it? Thank goodness you weren't asking me why I didn't save them. I love volcanoes, of course. Surfacing on molten lava is the second best thing on the planet. Surfing on molten lava. But volcanoes took the lives of two of my friends. It's the 11th worst thing that happened in recent years. We all want to prevent bad things from happening, but I'm not as omnipotent as I look. There are many things I can't do. If you're really sad, though, you can rub yourself against my wool. That often helps when you're feeling down. ASMR all of a sudden. Thank you. Anyway, past isn't truly over. They're always by your side in one way or another. Human and beast sit by the seashore, feeling the caress of the warm sea breeze, and listening to the soft clashing of the waves. The furry pack of beasts quietly play their game, leaping back and forth on the containers and scaffolds, humming contentedly from time to time. Whoa, fuck! All these sheep are making me tired. One little beast tries to climb the container, following the herd in front, but fails repeatedly. Sorry, it's been long since I've sat down to chat with a human. My vocabulary is limited, so I'll dispense with the formalities. Rather than ask questions that have obvious answers, what I want to ask is, are you happy, little one? I'm trying to finish my parents' research. It's hard work, but it feels meaningful. So you're not happy. We met in Siesta, as fate would have it. Let's make a deal. Wait, is that the right word for your language? Deal? Maybe I should use a friendlier word. Let's say gang. Anyway, I want you to find a few things for me that I lost in Siesta. Consider it a treasure hunt. What is it that you lost? Let me think. The north wind, a seed, and a fur. What do you mean by those? Where's the fun in a game when you know the solution beforehand? Don't be too eager to seek an answer. Yell it out. It'll be worth your while, I promise. I'll have something for you when you find all three. How about that which you've been seeking? What I've been seeking? I just can't accept the mysterious circumstances surrounding their death. North wind, seed, fur. Good hunting!
Take a breather and tally up your losses. Nothing worth celebrating here. We might be dead in a second or two.
Probably. Okay, I might have time for one more. Good morning, siesta. Today is August 16th, 10:99. The humidity is 75%, visibility 18 kilometers, winds blowing south-southwest. Estimated 15 days until volcanic eruption. While it's a fine day outside, we would like to remind everyone to refrain from going into the water beyond the coast outside Nomadic City. Remember that the calm surface of the sea hides countless hidden reefs and undercurrents, just like the many troubles beneath the surface of a calm life. Here's a little pick-me-up for this sunny morning. Life always goes on, brought to you by the Bonez and Bonez Band. 7 a.m., wake from a dream, kissing the one I love. Open my eyes, same old story, sunlight and trouble after me. I'm not singing the goddamn songs. I don't know what beat they fall. Welcome, first customer of the day, as expected. You bringing me any better news than the erupting volcano this fine morning? News I bring wouldn't be so bad if you would be less stubborn, Harley, ma'am. Don't call me ma'am. I'm not that old. I'll give you a few minutes just because it's nice outside. Just a story this time. Employment subsidies and tax breaks. Forget it. And what's employment are you talking about exactly? We moved to the city center. Can't be any worse than a shopping street with no tourists. You're not the only one in the street. And some of your neighbors are willing to sign this memorandum from understanding. And I won't be the only one giving you an earful. Just you people figure out what the folks who live here really want. 2 years ago, Herman told us his bloody volcano was going to blow. 2 years later, the volcano's still there. Nothing to show for the trouble and the people of the siesta have had to go through. Except for you guys like you coming out with a nice job at City Hall. White Volcano isn't just a house. It's a home to me and 3 children. We've already had to move once on account of a volcano. Herman can't make us move again, especially when it's not clear he's sober when he tells us to. Harley, this isn't just one person's home. It's my place, my life. Don't tell me what to do or I'm going to kill you. I love this song. Alright then, Costa. Or should I say Mr. City Hall? Excuse me, are you still hiring singers? I'm looking at a siesta volcanic originum slug. Living in a volcanic habitat has caused them to evolve vastly different characteristics and habitats from originum slugs elsewhere, a matter of considerable interest to biologists. Interestingly, the activities of these originum slugs continue to follow the patterns of siesta volcanic activity, even though they have been removed from their native habitat and placed in a temperature-controlled box. It's a prominent example of how organisms and their environment interact with each other. Not bad, Epiphalia. I can't read her name ever. Epiphalia. Dyslexia. Epiphalia. Epiphalia. I'm just gonna call her Effie. Epiphalia. Fire, you here on vacation? You could say that. You to enjoy a rare summer break. What about you? This might be the first time I've seen your research here. Yeah, you've seen your researcher side. I'm just here to help with the museum archives. You seem to have the attention of the tourists. I even saw people taking notes. And I have a question for you too. Would you tell me more about these exhibits? Am I imagining things, or is Swire more interested in land prices around the museum than the exhibits themselves? Land prices? Mr. Dolly? Why are you... No need to look surprised. I came because there are a lot of pictures of volcanoes in this house. What is a land price? How much you have to pay to get a piece of land? The more preposterous a place is, the more expensive the land tends to be. Interesting. Humans put a price on land. Volcanic craters must be the most expensive then. Not really. Anyway, is it really okay for you to be here with so many people around? There's nothing to worry about. Dolly takes a little leap and lands on Swire's head. Swire? What is it? Why are you looking at me like you've seen a ghost? Nothing. Oh, your hat's a little off. Let me fix it for you. See? She didn't notice at all. Isn't that astonishing? It's written to stand on people's heads. I know. That's the annoying thing about dealing with you humans. It's why only those who interest me can precede me. Let trouble that way. It's getting late. I'll be going. Don't forget our arrangement. Epiphalia. Hello, Effie. Oh, sorry, I got distracted. Epiphalia. I'm not... her name is fucking hard for me. Aya? Your new nickname. I just came up with it. Give yourself some time to relax. You're in siesta after all. We can go to the hot springs together. Delivery for the museum. Anybody home? Hello? Package for the museum. Can you sign for it? Oh, okay. From Lithanian, William University. Probably Professor Keller. Huh? The box is filled with documents and samples, with a letter inside. Half of the envelope is missing, revealing a photo, the edges of which look almost bitten off. Is this Mount Tuna? Excuse me. Is there a problem? Letter was sent from Lithanian, and this is the delivery address. Everything should be in order. You know who the sender is, or when it was sent? Sorry to bother you, but this is important. Sender's information should be on the envelope. Well, oh, I remember now. There was a letter with a damaged envelope. Original messenger for this batch called in sick. Letter was already like that when I got it. This was the only place I could think of when I saw a volcano on the envelope. I know as much as you do. If there's no information about the sender on the letter, then there's no information. I'm sorry to trouble you. Fuck. How have you been? I'm doing fine here. Been a long time. I miss you. Volcano is a spectacular sight. Sorry. The winds are strong at the peak. Love, your father. Crooked words behind the photo seem to have been written while wearing thick gloves, making it hard to tell the writer's handwriting habits. The ink, letter, and photo all show clear signs of age. Looking for something? Are there any notes from my father in the museum archives? For Circadia? About what? Anything, as long as it's his handwriting. Let's see. Keller left some research materials from William University here, but Circadia's focuses on original art, so I'm not sure there's much about volcanoes. Volcanic plants, original energy conversion, and volcanic activity. Data model for volcanic eruptions. All notes from Professor Magna. Wait, this data model for volcanic eruptions doesn't seem to have any muties. Names. See, opens notebook, finds only photocopies of research papers and spreadsheets. A few pages seem to have been ripped out of the end of the notebook. I don't remember having seen this notebook before. Me neither. The topic is up Professor Caddy's alley, though. What are you looking for, Adele? Is it urgent? And let her be delayed, so that it only reaches its destination years later. It's not unusual for international mail to be lost, but if you're talking about a delay of several years, right? A lot of strange things have happened these past couple of days, but I think if it was sent from Lithanian to a volcano, maybe I'm overthinking it. Not healthy to shut yourself in a room day after day. You go take a walk if you feel like your head's not entirely clear. I happen to have something that I need help with. You know what obsidian is? Volcanic rock? Yes, obsidian mining was once Siesta's main source of income, but it was banned many years ago due to the impact of overexploitation on the environment. The ore samples were left behind when Siesta was relocated. Estimated time of eruption may be more accurate if we can find obsidian extracted from the volcano in the past 2 years. Not that it has any real meaning other than to shut the city council up. Keep the investors happy, I guess. We can't go near the volcano to collect obsidian samples, can we? That's why we need a special channel. What? Let's just say we'll be dealing with an eccentric customer. That's why I need your help. Nice package of lightsabers. Hello. Welcome to the Obsidian Hot Spring Hotel. Bed, meal, or bath. Price list is right there. Just leave the money on the counter and you can go in. What a beautiful place. Why does it have obsidian in the name? Because obsidian is the soul of siesta. Why? Solid yet refined texture, the rich and warm color. Its rare beauty captivates anyone who gazes upon it. Every piece of obsidian is unique. Do you get it? It's a treasure of nature, the essence of volcanoes. Are you interested in obsidian too? Yes, I am. Uncouth fools call obsidian a commodity. Commodity. Come, let me show you my collection. No need to be shy. Let me see. Shall we start here? Thank you for the explanation. May I ask if you have any obsidian for sale in your collection? No, absolutely not. This is a collection. You know what a collection is? Collections exist to be admired by someone who truly appreciates their beauty, not to be bought or sold. So you're one of the uncouth fools, too. Guess there's nothing for us to talk about. But that's enough, Pelipper. Khan? I'll take it from here. You again. Sorry, we're closed for the day. Have a good one. Be reasonable, Pelipper. Siesta banned obsidian mining many years ago, but we're well aware that you know how to get more. We don't need much for the volcano research, and I'm not interested in all those ornaments you have. I just need a few that have been dug up from the volcano in the past 2 years. So for siesta, come on, act like a normal person for once. There's nothing to talk about. I don't need you to tell me what the proper siestan thing to do is. Sorry, I couldn't. It's okay, let's go. Hey you, girl, 1 second. You look like you're easier to talk to than that bespectacled moron. Have you changed your mind? My stuff is not for sale, but it just so happens that I do, in fact, know a source. Whisper, 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 mumble, mumble, mumble. Hug. These are really good for my throat. I'm talking a lot. Too bad they wrap these things like you're opening up a can of fucking rat poison. I'm gonna drop it. Okay. Throat moist. Thank you. Won't tell anyone about this. Of course. Adele puts her foot forward excitedly, but her path is blocked by the sudden appearance of a creature. The little black sheep before her strolls leisurely towards the shop's exit while chewing on an old siestan sign. Suddenly, it steps slow as it sets its eyes on the sign outside the hot spring resort. It opens its mouth, bites out a chunk of the address, and continues its leisurely stroll. Hey, why are you eating the signs and addresses? Addresses? Don't tell me you ate the address on the envelope. Boy, I did not look at this.
How'd you even come up with these plans?
Different song.
Picked out your bait yet? I'm aware of what I'm doing.
That's good, because I'm not.
Don't keep I will sink your corpse into shadow. No one will find it.
Oh, ruthlessness. I said I don't like getting my feathers wet. 私を呼び起こしてくださったのは Could you even leave?
Where's that?
I was just here as a consultant. If
Oh, I see now. They're spreading clouds. Pretty aggressively too, if I might add.
My. Are you sure? I know what to do. You can't hide your fear.
Do these clouds block range line of sight? That's not good.
I am fighting for more than just the law. Also the justice and virtue that extend beyond it.
Now, close your eyes.
No matter what I might encounter, I will not back down.
Could you even leave?
I might have goofed.
Will you beat us all?
Oh, that's a lot. Oh, this is not good. Okay. This is a pretty big fucking jump for a second stage. Come on, give me my goddamn candy. Okay. I have a feeling Silver Ash is going to be very important for the stage. So would Scene, but I don't. Scene's another one I haven't leveled yet because I'm an idiot. The important thing is going to be stopping that little goober here.
I do hope none of you tell
ASAP.
soon.
Picked out your bait yet? I know what to do. You can't hide your fear.
Ruthlessness. I said I don't like getting my feathers wet. Operation commencing.
Did you just pick up a sheep?
I am fighting for more than just the law. Also the justice and virtue that extend beyond it. What's the law? There is no such thing as absolute justice. But I still invoke it.
Okay, this is getting a bit wild.
Received. Take a breath. Go on. It's not as if I'm crushing your throat.
I know what to do. I simply cross into shadow. No one will find it.
This stage is wild. What the hell?
An arm, an eye, or maybe something else. More than enough to trade for a few enemy heads. Or would you rather bear the price of failure?
I should just go straight to my E1 team because this is going to be ridiculous.
どこかにレアな素材が落ちてたりしないかしら。かの深き海より参ります。
I know what it is I want.
Such ruthlessness. I said I don't like getting my feathers wet.
No, too bad. Stand next to that geyser.
Mission commencing.
I'm listening. I know what to do. Nothing can mask the scent of despair.
I am fighting for more than just a law. Also the justice and virtue that extend.
Leaving so soon? The blueprints check out. Let the construction work begin. Received. Stop moving about and do as I tell you. Support wa watashi ni makase nasai.
I know what to do. Nothing can mask the scent of despair.
Okay, we're getting a little bit further along in time. I can't do anything about that. Does she not have any Anne voice yet?
Don't keep it. I will save your coin.
Or did I just not put it on?
No one will find
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely going to do a Friday stream, maybe a Saturday stream for this one, because I'm not going to be able to do 2 hours of time to get this finished. Where should we go today? We've been banned from swimming in the hot springs. Why don't we get a few more guys and play hide and seek in that plate? Ina said we shouldn't go to the shore. I want to go to the volcano museum again. We could find Dad there last time. No point. You won't find him. Hey, where's Ina's working today? It's Wednesday. He should be at Mr. Tom's shop in the afternoon. The drinks shop. Chocolate. Strawberry. Alright, alright. Is that a new flavor? What does cake flavored ice cream taste like? Can we have one? Tom says only 1 scoop per kid day. But you don't eat ice cream. Can we have yours? Don't be like that. Enos is always working hard. I'm not a kid anymore. It's so hot today. Less than 1 scoop left by the time the ice cream reaches your mouth. It's not fair. Yeah, what should we do? So hot today. Cake flavored ice cream sounds great, doesn't it? Alright. Can have 1 more scoop, but only if you promise to be back home by dinner and help Harley set up the table. Okay. You say that every time. Hope you still have an appetite by dinner. Okay, so Mike doesn't pick that up when I'm swishing this around in my mouth. An ice cream cone floats by the little girl. She stares in amazement as a piece of ice cream melts in the midday sun. Strawberry flavored ice cream drops, forming a puddle on the ground. Visible creature steps on it, leaving behind its footprints. Huh? I think an ice cream just ran away. Ice cream? Ran away? I think it was strawberry too. Does that mean we get another scoop? We catch it? One ice cream, please. 3 gold certificates. No freebies? We're a business here, ma'am, not a charity. Coffee flavored them. Coffee flavored ice cream sounds kind of good, actually. Thank you for your business. Surprised to see foreign visitors at a time like this. Maybe you underestimate the charm of this place. Why aren't you enjoying the summer? Back home, kids your age are hanging out on the streets having fun. It's hard to be the big brother, I guess. Gotta make a living. You know any instruments? Instruments? I didn't even take singing lessons. Does a kalimba count? I think you'd go well with a saxophone. Doesn't sound like I could afford it. I'm in a good mood because I found a new job. Do you have a chat with me if I buy you a drink? Sorry, but I have to get back to my next job. Come to my family shop if you want to chat. I have a chewing habit, a biting habit, oral fixation, if you'd like. Being the logistics hub will help me sell my wares to other countries. Not only that, but buying will be easier as well. You better procure fresh ingredients straight from the producers, for example. Doesn't sound too bad. You accept relocation then? And can Mountain Desk Logistics expect your vote in the upcoming public opinion survey? Sure. Really? I was planning to move to the city center anyway. Being able to buy Victorian clothes more easily sounds appealing. Thank you for your support. I won't take up any more of your time. No rush. Don't you want to learn more about my fragrances? No, just the right ones for a cute boy like you. Okay. Hey kid. Emperor, you here on vacation as well? This fucking bird. Vacation's a state of mind, and I'm on vacation every day. You're just in an ordinary place in the summer like this, though. Nah, that's all secondary. I'm here to take back what's mine. Dumbass sheep stole my favorite album. One that won me gold first time I hit the Obsidian Festival, serial number 00001. Sure, Dolly's in a real small club of entities, and I can actually talk music with. I gotta give him a piece of my mind for letting his clones run wild with his sword. I don't really think these kids can hit the soul the way my music can. Excuse me, who's Dolly? Man, forget it. I'm talking a conflict between moral comprehensions here. Anyway, got you hanging around these parts. What's that smell on you? Like you rolled off in a Sargonian rainforest mud puddle 3 times and fell into the champagne tower at a cocktail party. That bad? Now, NASA Logistics was once the rebuilding project for this commercial district, but we had a competition. Oh, you playing a game of turf war here. Where's Euro? Dumped all his work on you and just run off on vacation? I wouldn't put it that way. Anyway, good luck, kid. Maybe swipe the sock he's holding when his back's turned. Give him a little summer surprise. And maybe we can have something to talk about next time I see you at a party. Oh, old conversation. Think I saw 2 sheep. Yeah, give him back my album. Sheep. Is the little black sheep still here? It's slow. It couldn't have gone far. Huh? The old sign over there, too. You wrote the address on the envelope, didn't you? Furry creatures wander down the streets, eating street sign after street sign. Black sheep, wait! Did you eat the envelope from a letter to the museum? Oh, black sheep. Passerby turned around and looked at the girl who was crying out frantically while chasing empty air. She hardly has time to care for appearances as she huffs and pants, almost tripping over herself. Oh, black sheep, wait! Finally done with this batch. I gotta be more careful about asking someone to take my shift. I paid him good money only for him to make so many mistakes. What's the next place? Hey, where did the address on the envelope go? Someone tear it off. What's that? What happened to the address? I go out for a minute and now they're all gone? Good thing I had the record on the terminal. Seriously, what a bother. My rotten luck. Well, I guess there's nothing to do but check one by one. Next shift is almost here, better hurry. Run, Enos, run. Run to make your dough. Take care of your siblings. Look out! You can't stop with so much stuff on me. Hey! Ah, my leg. Hey, you okay? Are you alright? Wake up. Doctor? Your doctor around here? When are you going to get proper treatment, Enos? I'll go with you to Rhodes once I'm done with this. Family can't do without. A doctor shouldn't be hiding the identity of a patient. I understand your difficulties, but being responsible to your family means being responsible to your own health. You know what to do. Dr. Salen, all the Ripley patients eventually die, don't they? All of us eventually die, Ripley or not. Oh yeah, the end's simply clear for people with neuropathy. What eventually happens to people with neuropathy? Symptoms exhibited by late-stage neuropathy patients may differ depending on the location of the condition. For example, neuropathy has damaged the hearing of this girl you brought. You're almost completely deaf without a hearing aid. I hate to say it, but your original crystal formation is near your heart, and it can be life-threatening if not managed properly. Well, I guess that means I have all my faculties until I die. Say that again, and I'll deliver you to Rhodes Island by force right now. Just kidding. Thanks, Dr. Salen. Here's the money for both of us. I'll be going. Bye. The sun casts its rays on the bed. Adele slowly opens her eyes to the sound of muffled conversation. You're awake. How are you feeling? You were knocked out after bumping into someone on the street. The young man brought you here and left behind all the money he had. Said it was for your medical bills. You must be careful, Ephelia. The reason you passed out was low blood sugar, but I gave you a physical anyway, and I'm sure you can read the data about your neuropathy here. Thank you, Dr. Salen. Feeling fine now. Can I go? No. You're staying here for the rest of the afternoon. No going anywhere. I have a few patients to visit. You stay put. Rhodes Island will hear if you're not here when I get back. Guess I lost it. What's Little Black Sheep trying to tell me? Adele sits up on the bed. The photo falls out of her pocket. How have you been? I'm doing fine here. It's been a long time. I miss you. I'm fine. How are you? Body, moody. In a few years, I'll be the same age you were when I was born. What was life like for you at the time? I thank you so much for... Drip, drop. Tears fall onto the paper. Adele stops writing and crosses out what she had written. Shift's about to start. Where are you? A lot of stuff to move. Almost there, almost there. Mr. Enos, the Hot Springs Hotel shop that you asked about is now available for purchase. You will need to pay a deposit before the end of the month if you're still interested. Before the end of the month? Alright, I'll get back to you. Enos, are your brother and sister with you? Brother and sister? It's almost dinner time and they're not back yet. Tell them to come back soon. Alright. Nabbit. Stupid car. Hell, darn it. Are you okay? What are you doing here? Talking a walk. I followed the tourist guide recommended route, but the shops listed aren't any different from those in Lungman, so I was about to go back. Are you picking a fight with this pickup truck? Engine's old, igniter doesn't work well. Let me take a look. Someone blocked the vent with a ball of paper. Who could have done it? Let's see. Flyer. Must be some kid's practical joke. Oh, gotta be on my way, thanks. One moment. Mark on that box in the passenger seat and the one on the flyer. It's Rhode Island Pharmaceuticals, isn't it? Alright. It is 11 o'clock. So I'm gonna unfortunately have to call it a night here. Before I do that... Innocent has opened a little shop here, but she doesn't have much experience and she's afraid of going bankrupt. So we compete with her rivals for customers. Come help her out. I will gladly. Buy goods, sell, compete with your rivals on both buying and selling phrases. If you ask around and find out what your competitors are planning, you can help Innocent gain the advantage. Your efforts may even just help. Siesta Fashion Street to prosper once more. I don't know what this means. Okay. Begin shift, I guess? Doctor, you're finally here. You're asking why I opened the shop? Because of Swire, of course. So you got some government funding for an on-site investigation to calculate the Fashion Street's commercial value, and then asked me to run the shop. I have a little knowledge about running a business, but I was hoping to have some guidance too. I'm sure there's a lot of differences between running a store in theory and in practice, right? For example, purchasing goods. Siesta and Fashion Street may be a bit of a slump right now, but we still have to prepare for potential customers. Customers can be divided into 3 groups based on what they're a fan of: food, drinks, and gifts. The more money we make, the more we can help the businesses prosper, and more tourists will visit the Fashion Street shop. Before we open for the day, we'll first have to acquire our 3 products, quantity depending on the amount of customers visiting that day. However, the daily supply of every product is limited, and 3 other rival shops will be competing with us to buy their own stock. There are 3 different purchasing strategies you can employ. Depending on their unit price... Oh, I remember now. There's risky, safe, and balanced. Buying goods in a greater quantity will require you to offer a more attractive higher unit price. No, our rivals set the same buying price as us. Should we increase now? Oh, but we can't be too aggressive either. Each customer will only make 1 purchase, and it'll be bad for us if we can't sell them all. You're asking how we can know our rival strategy beforehand? According to Swire, information is key to gaining the upper hand in the business world. You can have Mr. Enos ask around and find out their purchasing strategies in advance. Once we gather some intelligence, we can decide on how aggressive our shop should be and determine the amount of goods to purchase. Bear in mind that we can only ask around 4 times a day, and the limit is shared between our buying and selling phases. We'll also need to ask around when we're selling our goods, so be careful. The number of times you can ask around refreshes every day, but unused attempts won't carry over to next day either, so make sure to use every opportunity you've got. You can ask around a few more times on your first attempt while you're getting used to it, but it'll be limited to 4 times a day afterwards. Of course, you can also gradually increase the number of times you can ask around by collecting more coupons. Any leftover unsold food or drinks will be destroyed when we close for the day. Why? However, any unsold gifts are carried over to be sold on the next day. We can even give the leftovers to our friends at Rhodes Island when all this is over. New drinks and food will be available as time goes by. Don't miss out on these new products, Doctors. We can provide our customers with unique experiences. That's a lot of information to throw at me all at once. Alright. Can scout to learn rivals' purchasing strategies. Are there any difference between these? Purchasing price. No, these are the same thing, aren't they? Ah, there we go. Okay, so drinks. We want to be radical. Food. Conservative. And gifts. No, steady and conservative, that's what I meant. But let's scout. That doesn't look good. I guess we'll see how this goes. Lost $8,000. Sales. Every day we'll conduct 3 rounds of sales and we'll be selling our products in this order: drinks, food, gifts. We sell 1 product in each round, and the only fans of a corresponding product will patronize us. So drinks should draw in beverage enjoyers, right? Each store gets to set their prices for the day. Sales rounds begin. We conduct more customer sales where prices are lower than others. Unrivaled product prices may also help us. Don't forget, we also have Mr. Enos to help us ask around. We can find out what the highest prices our rivals have set for the day, so we ask around. Mr. Enos to help us ask around. Let's try to calculate the best product at prices to attract enough customers to sell our entire stock today. Yeah. So price at 55. Let's bump that up to 54. No, 53 would be best. Did I do that right? Yes, I did. So those are the competitors, okay. That's what those are. Those are different competitors. I get it now. Okay. Let's just keep that bumped up until now. When it comes to gifts, I'm not really worried, because if they roll over, I can resell them the next day. Okay. I did a good guess there, I guess. Alright. We made a bonus. So I kind of get how this works. Whew. We're done selling today. It went great. And all thanks to you, Doctor. Doctor, we're closed for the day. Let's work hard again tomorrow to make more money and help Fashion Street prosper. So what do I get for this? Like, where's my, I see furniture in there. Is it all just furniture? It looks like it. But there may be other things in here worth getting. Oh well. Where is... There's the task list. I'm gonna buy a headhunting permit for now. I love the music for this event. This is catchy as hell.
冷めるやつでも飲む？
Alright. Alright. Before I head off for tonight, I took on a few. One of them's probably going to be wasted effort of a project. The other one is a much lesser project we'll see about. But being that it's the turn of the year, I get this random stick in my ass to start working on things and fixing things around this time of year. One of which being PS3 DualShock 3 controller I've had sitting around for quite a few years now. That has stopped powering on. I took it apart. The battery looks like it was either the battery was leaking or the battery got something on it. So I'm going to see about fixing that. I'm assuming it just needs a new battery. The other one that's less likely to actually make any progress on is back for Christmas I bought my brother, well, I painted my brother a shell for his Xbox 360. As such, I bought a broken Xenon for 20 bucks. And I'm curious as to whether or not I can actually fix it. Chances are, no, I can't fix it. But if I can, I've wanted a fat 360 for a while now. Mostly as I kind of want a Falcon as a display item more than I would actually use it. Or the Halo 3 version. Because as of now, many years ago, I got a Xbox 360 hard drive from GameStop for 20 bucks. That was the Halo 3 hard drive. And right now my brother has that. It's inevitably coming back to me someday, but until then, it's his. And I can't really use it at the moment, so I have no need for it. But once I get it fixed or get an Xbox that works, I'm gonna want that back. What else have I taken upon myself? There's other projects, obviously, but those are the big ones. For now, we're gonna call that a night. Thank you guys for watching. We're probably gonna jump back into this on Friday, maybe Saturday, to get more story done. We'll see. Until then, have a good night, guys.